Sticking with your hot take as we are right before free agency.
Absolutely. $100 million Jameis Winston, man. And listen, I want to tell everybody, the first 5 years of Peyton Manning's career, he had a 82% passer rating.
Okay.
All right? 257 yards passing per game. Jameis Winston, 274 yards passing per game. Interceptions Peyton Manning threw, 100 in 5 seasons. Jameis, 88. Why is everybody so quick to give up on Jameis Winston? Jameis Winston has been with so many different offensive coordinators, but when you turn on the tape, I know everybody want to talk about the picks, but I see $100 million throws. This right here is a $100 million throw by the quarterback. Throwing it before the receiver is even getting into his route. The secondary has no way to even make a play on the ball. Then right here, we got a bang post. Set your feet. The receiver ain't even out of his break yet. Jameis Winston, ball is out of his hands. Big-time throw in a big-time game. Jameis Winston. These are $100 million throws. And then right here, another bang post. Tight coverage, ball only where his receiver can get the ball. I say it time and time again. He throws his receivers open, and that's what $100 million quarterbacks do. That's what very good quarterbacks do. And everybody want to talk about Jameis's picks, but it was a lot of interceptions that went straight through his wide receiver's hands.
Define a lot.
But you know, quarterbacks always get the blame. But it was at least about 10 interceptions that go straight through his receiver's hands, ball in the air,
all right,
tips and overthrows. Jameis Winston gets the interception, but the receivers did not help him out on a lot of those. But I still believe in Jameis. And I want to say this. Besides Dak Prescott and Tom Brady, he's the best free agent quarterback out there. We've seen what Teddy Bridgewater and Ryan Tannehill did when they were at the starter for their football teams. It was not good. Jameis Winston is the best quarterback besides Dak Prescott and Tom Brady in free agency.
Bruce Arians is on record as saying he wants to look at what's behind door number 2
everybody wants
before he sticks with his incumbent guy.
Number 1,
James, that's the word on James Jones. I don't know what percentage you're getting of that, whatever it is, but you've earned every dime of it. Hey, by the way, tomorrow on NFL Total Access, we are going to talk with one of Jameis Winston's teammates. It's Shaq Barrett, led the league in sacks this past year. He's our special guest on NFL Total Access tomorrow. Hey, guys, the timeline for the week ahead, we are heading into a massive week that's going to determine so much of the future of pro football. Saturday at almost midnight, the players' vote on the CBA will end. We should know by Sunday morning whether or not we have a new collective bargaining agreement. On Monday, right before noon, the franchise transition tag deadline hits. Then later, 1 minute later, that is, the negotiating window opens up for agents to talk to prospective free agents and current clubs that will pay them money. And on Wednesday, the starter pistol begins the new league year at 4 o'clock Eastern.
A lot of pro days in the days ahead, too, and there was a pretty big one today in Oklahoma with several top-tier guys on the field, including a quarterback who came in second in the Heisman voting and is currently projected as a day 2 pick in the draft. That is Jalen Hurts, one of the Sooners that James Palmer and Lance Zierlein caught up with today in Norman.
Releases, how pulls you in the pocket, what about your footwork, what happens when the pressure's on you. And guys like me used to hunt these quarterbacks, so we know what to look for. But the other thing to look for and understand is these guys are playmakers. He's played against the best competition at the highest level for a long time. He will perfect some of those things that they're talking about as well.
And I just feel like everybody knows what he can do with his legs, but I feel like every time he goes out on this football field, he's checking every box of using his arm and throwing out of the pocket, the footwork and things like that. You've seen him at the Senior Bowl, standing in the pocket, throwing the ball. You've seen him at the Combine, flick of the wrist, throwing the ball. And then at his pro day, the same thing. All they talked about was his footwork and how the ball was coming out of his hands. So that's impressive, especially for him. We know you can run. We know you can make plays out of the pocket, but can you stand in the pocket and make some of these NFL throws? And he continues to keep showing them.
Well, he's been training down in Atlanta since his season ended, and one of the Oklahoma wideouts said that he noticed a difference today in his mechanics. And we will hear what Jalen thought of his performance a little bit later on NFL Total Access.
We had Wisconsin Pro Day today. A lot of eyes on the All-American running back Jonathan Taylor. He did drills today. He did not run the 40-yard dash. His 4.39 at the combine was good enough for him in the books. Word is he looked very good catching passes today, which you see him doing right here. Taylor's one of the most productive running backs to come into the pros in years. Over 6,000 career yards in Madison and over 50 touchdowns as well. He's the 5th rated running back, however, on Bucky Brooks' list of available ball carriers. After his pro day today, he spoke with our Randy Moss.
So I suppose it could be said that you rested on your combine laurels today, except your hands might be sore from all the passes that you caught. What was your strategy going into today?
So one of the things I wanted to do was just check the box, understanding that I was a natural pass catcher. I got a chance to display that a little bit this past season, but it was just for 1 year, so just wanted to make sure that I assured scouts, coaches, and everybody that I was a natural pass catcher, whether it was from the slot, empty, from the backfield.
Well, to me, it looked like if it weren't for your size, you could be a wide receiver out there. How did you grade yourself?
So I like to say I got a 95%. There was one pivot route where I kind of misstepped, and it was like a low ball, and I missed it just because of the misstep. But I had just got it clean the first time on the other side, so I like to say I got a 95%.
So all the training now for all the on-field drills is over with. But how do you prepare for all the pre-draft visits that you're going to have coming up between now and Las Vegas?
So now really it's time to get geared towards football. You've been doing testing drills the whole time. You've been worrying about you're going to catch this ball or you're going to go through the bags like this. Now it's just football now. So it's easy.
Hey, tomorrow it's a Path to the Draft Pro Day special. We're going to have a full hour dedicated to the players and performances from the Oregon, Oklahoma, and Wisconsin Pro Days and more. Path to the Draft Pro Day special tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern here on NFL Network. Latest headlines now. One of the best linemen of the past decade officially retired today. Baltimore guard Marshall Yanda said goodbye in a news conference at team headquarters. The Ravens announced today that Yanda, an 8-time Pro Bowler, will be inducted into the team's Ring of Honor this season.
Today I'm retiring from the NFL. I want to thank Mr. Bisciotti, Ozzie Newsome, Eric DeCosta, and Dick Cass for the incredible opportunity to play for such a great franchise. I love this game, and I love playing this game. I've been so thankful to have been blessed to play this game for 23 years. It's a long time. This game changed my life and my family's life for the better. I'm thankful for, and I will miss the battles I had against so many players and great coaches.
Elsewhere, the Jimmy Graham in Green Bay experiment is coming to an end. Graham reportedly will be cut tomorrow. His average annual salary was among the highest in the NFL among tight ends. Graham will be looking for his 4th team in 7 years. Some other news from around the NFL. The Texans announced today after 9 seasons they have mutually agreed that corner Jonathan Joseph will enter free agency. Joseph is the franchise's all-time leader in interceptions with 17. The Dolphins are going to cut Rashad Jones, the safety. He's 32 years old, and he still had 2 years left on a 3-year deal. And former Browns linebacker Christian Kirksey visited the Raiders today.
Still to come on NFL Total Access, the curious case of Jameis Winston. He is magic. He is maddening. He's incredible. He's infuriating. He's a baller.
And a rocket shot thrown by Winston.
He's a bust.
30 interceptions.
And James Jones says he's about to be one more thing, a $100 million man. Plus, is this the best wide receiver in this draft class? Maybe the better question, is this the best player in this draft class? CeeDee Lamb putting the pro in pro day. We've got him. Jalen Hurts, too. Plus, a new jersey on Amari Cooper, a new jersey on A.J. Green, a mock draft you should call a shock draft, and a very special guest.
He's brought down by Kyle Van Noy.
Kyle Van Noy from the NFL's #1 defense to right here on our set. Next on NFL Total Access.
NFL Total Access is presented by Nike.
It's one of those games, and we didn't finish, but We're on to next season.
You're on the next season. Talking about next season, I did say free agent. It's the first time in going into your 7th season that you're going to be a free agent. What is your mindset?
You know, my mindset's easy. My mindset's not going to change as a player. I just want to be the best player I can be, help the team as best as possible. But, you know, it's going to change a little bit because dollars are going to start talking, and I want to take care of my family.
It's always been about team, but this defense, man, what you guys did, you guys were almost first in every category last year. You've been through a few different coordinators. What was the biggest change?
You know, there was a lot of change going from D coordinator to D coordinator, but then there was still the main coordinator there, Billy B. He's always there, and, you know, with him being at the helm, you're always going to get the best, and the best